Hello, my name is Lauren Bavitz Fields, and I'm a family law attorney on the domestic litigation team at Roth Davies LLC. Never married but have a child together? It sounds like you might need an action for paternity. An action for paternity can be brought by either the biological mother or the de facto father. Ways that you can establish your paternity can be various. One is signing an acknowledgment of paternity. This is an affidavit signed by a notary that says, I am the father and I acknowledge the paternity of X child. Another presumption of paternity is signing the birth certificate and being at the birth of the child. All of these presumptions can be overcome, but generally speaking, if there are no issues, then your paternity can be established. If there are any issues about paternity, assuming there's multiple de facto parents, genetic testing can be ordered by the court. In special circumstances, a Roth hearing can be held by the court. A Roth hearing is in the paternity cases when it is imperative that the best interests of the child be determined on whether we should have a father be presumed a parent. In some instances, this can be if a non-biological father has raised the child the entire life and the biological father has come into the picture. A Roth hearing can be held to determine whether that biological father should even be deemed a parent because the presumptive parent has been in the child's life. In other words, it can be harmful for the child if they believe that their biological father is not really their father. And so this Roth hearing helps determine what is the best interest of the child in moving forward with paternity. Once paternity has been established, various court orders need to be ordered. One of them is child support. Who should be paying child support to the other parent and what amount should it be? Oftentimes, the residential parent receives child support and the non-custodial parent pays child support. However, if you have a parenting time schedule that is near 50-50 time, you may have a reduced child support or no child support amount be ordered depending on the facts of your case. Another order in paternity cases are tax exemptions and credits. Which parent shall receive the applicable tax exemptions and credits each year on their tax return? The IRS says that usually the residential parent gets to claim these tax exemptions and credits. However, there are exceptions, and through contract, you can agree to alternate these tax exemptions and credits every year, depending on the facts of your case. Another order that can be established in paternity cases are who pays for the health insurance of the child and who pays for any uncovered, uninsured medical expenses. Sometimes you can have an agreement that you paid any uninsured medical expenses 50-50. Other times, you can have the uninsured medical expenses be paid in proportion of your combined gross income. For example, if father makes 60% of the total income of the parties and mother earns 40% of the income of the total parties, that's how they pay for the proportion of any uninsured medical expenses. Last, you will need to determine a custody and parenting time schedule in any paternity case. There's 3 layers of custody. 1, joint legal custody. Who can make decisions for the child? There is a presumption in Kansas that joint legal custody is in the best interest of the child, which means both parents have equal legal rights to make schooling, healthcare, and medical decisions for the child. Overcoming that presumption is very difficult to do, and you will need to argue that one parent is unable to make legal decisions for their child based on perhaps they are incapacitated, they're incarcerated, they have substance abuse issues, etc. But again, joint legal custody is the de facto determination for who can make parenting time decisions. The second layer is residential custody. Where does the child sleep? Where does the child spend the majority of their time? You can either have one parent be the residential custodian, or you could have 50-50 residential custody. Having 50-50 residential custody requires both parents to be very cooperative in handling transportation and talking to each other on a weekly basis. Some parents prefer one parent be the residential custodian to not disrupt where the child sleeps on a week-by-week basis. The last step is determining parenting time for the non-custodial parent. What does parenting time look like for the father or the mother who has less than equal time? This can be determined by your local family law guidelines, depending on your jurisdiction, or they can be determined in mediation or by a judge at a trial. If you have any questions about paternity or custody, please call us at 913-451-9500. Thank you.